Hey there, Janae with Palin Projects here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to save money in buying Bareroot strawberries and planting them up into pots and then being able to plant them out into your yard for cheap. So going and looking at strawberries in the greenhouses and at the local flower shops, I was looking at pre-potted strawberries, and they ranged anywhere between $5 to $10 for, a 3-inch to a 6-inch pot. Not that that's a bad price or anything. I mean, when you consider the price of strawberries right now at the store. But I just wanted to save even more money and buy, I believe it's, I think I get, I don't remember how many I get. I think it's 10 Bareroot strawberry plants for like $8.99, so $9, somewhere around there. But they're Bareroot, so they require a little bit more babying, and again, that's why it's a little cheaper, is because the price of labor and materials is more on you than on your local stores. And so I'm willing to take that on. I'm willing to plant them up, to baby them, grow them, and then be able to plant them out into my yard. Once you do get the strawberries planted, then you'll have what are called runners, and you can just perpetuate your strawberry plants from there on out. But to get you started, let's walk through the different steps. First and foremost, you'll have the Bareroot plant. On this plant, you'll see the plant portion, which is up at the top. You'll have the crown of the plant, which is where the plant or the leaves and the stems and everything grow out of, and then the roots of the plant. You'll want to bury the roots of the plant, but not the crown. If you bury the crown of the plant, it tends to rot, and or it won't produce strawberries for you. Again, some people shy away from the Bareroot plants because they are a little bit harder to plant, but trust me, give it a go. Try and just plant that crown up a little bit higher than the dirt level, and you'll be just fine. In planting up my Bareroot strawberries, I will have basically paid for 2 3-inch pots at my local nursery, because again, I think the majority of the strawberry plants that I was seeing were for a 3-inch pot were about $5 per plant. And I got, I think, roughly 21-ish plants out of the 2 bunches of strawberries that I did buy. Now, I did buy a June bearing and an ever bearing variety. The June bearing just means that I will have a bumper crop in June. That means the majority of my strawberries will turn ripe and I can harvest them and process them. So I can either freeze them, make them into jams, jellies, juices, whatever I want to do. We're debating on getting a freeze dryer this year. Could be fun. But again, your bumper crop is in June, June to July-ish, depending on where you live. So that's why they're called June bearing. Ever bearing, they just produce strawberries throughout the whole year. So they never stop. They are ever bearing. They produce the strawberries not forever, but throughout the whole summertime. Both varieties will produce runners and again will perpetuate themselves and keep them going, or those varieties going in your garden. So really all you have to do is buy enough strawberries to start you out. You could buy 1 plant and then just keep growing plants from there on out. I think my strawberry plants last year, each variety or each plant I think produced, and again, they were first-year plants as well last year. I think each variety produced like 2 to 3 runners. Now, you typically don't want to save your runners the first year. You want that Bareroot plant to establish those roots and get really rooted in and healthy. And so it is advised that you cut the runners and you cut the blooms off for the first year so that you can have strawberries, a good strawberry plant that makes it through the winter and whatnot. I'm kind of bad about that. I like to have fruit. I like to have snacks, and I like to, I'm growing these plants for my family, and I have a hard time plucking the blossoms off. I'll pluck the runners off, but the blossoms I really have a hard time plucking off because my girls really like strawberries. So the other thing that we have to do at our house is we have to put the strawberries under some kind of protection, not necessarily sun protection, but pest protection. And when I say pest, I mean the dog. She can definitely sniff out a strawberry anywhere in the backyard and she steals them. Even if they're barely ripe, she knows what a ripe strawberry is versus a non-ripe strawberry. And so we just have to put little cages over them so that the pests, aka the dogs, and honestly the birds and whatnot as well, don't get to our strawberries. So when it gets time to plant them out, I'll bring you along for an update on how they're doing. But until then, go get yourself some Bareroot strawberries and save yourself a little bit of money. We'll see you in the next project. Thanks, everyone. Bye.